Hey everybody, welcome back to the next installment of our updates for Repentance, a Horus Heresy slow grow campaign taking you from 1,000 points up to 2,000 over 6 weeks, about 8 weeks if you include the building weeks, playing games along the way, and telling the story of your Legionnaire in Praetors who are trapped on a planet called Repentance after their mass conveyor full of replacements crashes at the eruption of the Ruin Storm after the betrayal of Calth. So you're trying to build and salvage basically parts to a Thunderhawk to get you back into the fight, get you back to the big chunk of the spaceship ordering the planet that has the astropathic choir aboard, or if you're a traitor, maybe sacrifice enough poor souls that you can open a portal, sling ring style for Doctor Strange to get up there and call for an evacuation to get you back into the war basically. So this week I got the airbrushing finished on some stuff, and I also finished my Rhino. I finished a Demos pattern Rhino. I did a lot of assembly this week too. The Rhino was done up with the standard sort of like paint scheme that I use. I airbrush on some Corvus Black first, of course the Raven Guard, and then I do the tracks with a bit of airbrushing of Mornfang Brown, and then I think it's Goldfag Brown that I thin down with some isopropyl alcohol. I just thin down alcohol to get to dry flat. Then I go and dry brush the tracks a little bit with the dry paint of Goldfag Brown just to pick up the edges. It's a bit brighter after you dry brush it as opposed to airbrushing it on. And then panel line everything after I base coat the Iron Warriors for all the metallics. I used, I think, Corn Red for all the lenses and stuff. And for the doors, I just used Gray Sear because it's a nice blue-gray base tone for the doors and stuff that are going to be white when you're done. I pin-lined everything with a bit of null gloss. I got to find some extra pots of it because it's going out of production soon. But I find the gloss varnish, because it goes in the recesses so well, if you're going to do a bit of like panel lining and you want the sort of like, if you're not going to use like India ink or something like that, it's really forgiving and it lets me pick out all the recesses after I do my airbrushing and stuff. And it also looks great on metallics. It's like one of my favorite things to wash metallics with. Then just pick up the details. The edge is all still Warp Fiend Gray, I think, or like whatever Damon at Hyde's called now. I think it's Warp Fiend Gray. And I applied the decals and stuff. And then I got my airbrushing done for my Primarch, which is Corvus Corax. I'm a bit nervous to paint, I'll be honest with you, and I'm only playing small point games right now, so I haven't been in a giant rush to get them finished. I also don't want to just kind of like pound them out as part of an update. I want to take my time. I'm not using Primarchs in the campaign, so I just kind of want to like slowly pick away at them. So I might put them down and pick them up, put them down and pick them up, just paint him in sections, like do his face, then do some parts of his armor, and like not try and just sort of mass production paint him. He's a Primarch model, and obviously he's a centerpiece for the army, so I might give it a little more time than I might normally do. And then people have been painting like crazy. Lots of progress, people getting in games and stuff too, so we're gonna take a look at that as I go through the posts for the weekly roundup. There's about 600 players right now in the Facebook group posting pictures. So let's see what got done. So, Emil Scheer finished up a beautiful Night Lord's Dreadnought. I like that. He's got the bloody handprint. One of my favorite things with the Night Lord's iconography is when they do like the sort of like scary stuff. It's almost like murder movie, horror movie stuff. So like bloody handprints. And he's done hand painting for all the lightning strikes and stuff too. It looks great. Matt Roddenberry, who the last couple weeks has been finishing up his very cool looking Emperor's Children army. Looks like he got a game in against some Death Guard. And those Death Guard actually look really nice too. I'm not sure whose they are, but they're super nicely painted. There's some breachers in there. All like the Mark III stuff. And then Mikey Muad finished a Mars pattern Rhino for the Iron 10. That's gorgeous. I really like the weathering. He did a bit more weathering than I did. It looks like he's done some actual like grit and stuff on the tracks. And then he's got dust marking, which means that there's dust on top of the vehicle as opposed to just kicked up from underneath. Mine looks more like ferrous iron, like red sort of like crushed up rust basically, and it's just kind of kicked up along the tracks on the bottom. He's got like dust storms that have pushed the dust into the recesses on the top of it and stuff too, and it looks really good. Scott Radham's working on his Praetor. Oh, that's super nice. Really like that Death Guard. The eye glow is really cool, and I like the battle damage and stuff too. He kept the arms off, it looks like, while he's painting it. Ooh, and then Armin Rice Filmon II painted 2 of the old Forge World Dreads. That's awesome. So these are old. It looks like one's a old Ultramarines Dread on the left. And I'm not sure what the right hand was. It might actually be the old Venerable Ironclad. But they're great old Forge World miniatures, and he's done them up for his Iron Hands, it looks like. They're really nicely painted. I really like those. Now, of course, the rules are available for the whatchamacallit, the baby dreads, the box dreads. Oh, shoot. Something Ferrum, Castaferum Dreadnoughts now, which means he's got those added to his armor, which are really nice. Jonathan Hammett did some breachers. Those look really nice. I like the weathering. He's got kind of like a spatter on them, it looks like, that he's done for his chipping. The iron chipping looks really good. Looks like they're Death Guard. Daniel Breimer did some grungy looking Night Lords. Oh, and the bases are super cool. I like that. He's used some like sort of like matte washes to kind of make them look like they're covered in like almost like coal. Those are super nice. And he's got some bits of detail like hands like nailed to them. I think they're the old Forge World ones. Looks like the old Forge World Recon Marines are in there with the bipods and stuff. Those are super nice. And then Tam Jim Rab did a very piratey looking Vigilator with a head swap, and he's giving him double pistols. That's a Goliath arm. That's a really good idea. That Goliath arm looks awesome. I really like that. The purple on the interior of the helmet just makes him look very safe. It looks like an open wound. That's super nice. And then he's also done like just some actual like basic dudes and stuff too. Some of the Mark 6 guys. I like that purple. Lewis Cairns just painted Killerman. Why not? Let's just add 400 points in one go. Very nice. And then Seth Pizzick did it looks like he finished off his Spartan, did all the details and stuff on it. I think he was still working on it last week when he posted his pictures of like the army being done. And he's finished off all the details and added his decals, or he looks like he's hand painted actually all his decals, the lightning strikes and stuff. And done a bit of weathering on the bottom. That's really nice. Oh, and there's the whole force taking shape. So this is what he's painted so far from the starter set. Looks like he's painted the starter set. He converted himself some Raptors. That's nice. Converted the Meltagun guys. Oh, no, he just painted. Oh, he painted on all the skulls on the Meltaguns. That's why they look different. He made them run. That's really nice. He's the older characters and then the current box set. That's a really nice looking army. Ooh, Sam Purchase has done a Space Wolf. Looks like just a sergeant, though, with a combat shield and Wolf Claw. That's really nice. Nice conversion. He's converted up all of his guys. And then Charlie Jackson did a ultra grimy looking Death Guard Rhino. That's super cool. I love all the grime effect on that. Wow. He spent a ton of time weathering that. It looks great. He even painted on it looks like a scythe symbol on the hatch. That's really nicely done. And he's weathered over the decals, which is super cool. Paul Thomas has finished up some more of his very nice with hand-painted details and very smooth airbrushing and weathering. Yeah, it's really... Actually, I don't know it's airbrush. It might just be hand-painted and then panel-painted. I think it's airbrushed, though. Sons of Horus. Those look great. He's used some of the heads, too, from the head kit to make his... He's got a, it looks like a Volkite Caliver support squad with a sergeant, and then some Cataphracti with a sergeant, and a double hands Contemptor. Those are fantastic. Gareth Jeffrey got a couple games in it looks like, against some Blood Angels. So his Blood Angels against Raven Guard, and then the other one was against Sons of Horus. The Raven Guard went hard into some heavy support. They have a Vindicator. I didn't even know you could take a Vindicator in Horus Heresy. Maybe it's being proxied to something else. Or no, you can take a Vindicator. Maybe it's being used as the Bombard or something. Very cool looking. And what else we got? Alexander Mullally finished up his Cataphracti with like axes and swords and stuff. Very nice. And then Ben Fales finished up some Space Wolves, a Contemptor, and he's converted up his, they look like Mark 6s. These are all Mark 6s, but he's got a variety of different heads on them, which is pretty cool. With some of the like contemporary Space Wolf bits, he's got the like some chain swords from the Mark 3s. He's given some of the back banners. I like that he's used the current Space Wolf back banners and stuff for his Vexilias. That's really nice. It's a smart idea. And then Timothy Art finished up some White Scars. Whoa, those look awesome. I love all the markings. Holy moly. All of the like sort of chapter markings and like the knot work and stuff. I don't know if those are decals or hand painted, but they're fantastic. Yeah, that looks so slick on the Mark 6s, and then he's finished up his Terminators and stuff as well. And the banner is wicked. He made a, looks like a Vexilla or a Command Squad banner bearer for his Cataphracti. And those look rad. That's really cool. There's one poor headless, or two poor headless guys in the back, but he finished the support squad with, it looks like Chargers, and another one with Meltaguns that only 3 of the heads are finished on. He stuck them in the back, so I couldn't see the heads being finished. That's great. And there it is. I finished my scroll through. Tons of fantastic stuff done. Even in the roundup thread, or outside the roundup thread, there's lots of games being played and stuff too. Absolute ton of stuff got painted. And yeah, there's a ton of like really cool stuff to see, even post last week's update. So you'll be able to see more stuff coming up next week as we do another update and see how people have got on. I managed to play 2 games. I played a 1,000-point game and a 1,250-point game since my last update. One against my own Alpha Legion as a demo for Jay, and then one where I got to play against Chris's Iron Hands, which you saw this past week. So there you go. Big thanks for watching. If you want to check out the campaign rules themselves, you can jump on the link that's down in the description below, of course. And we'll be continuing to play all summer through the last 6 weeks. So we're at the 1,500-point game level going forward right now. And then it's going to jump to 1,750 and 2,000, and we'll end up at 2,000 for our final games over the summer. So big thanks for watching. Thanks, Mash. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching. It really does help out, and happy gaming.